Hey, good morning, church family. Welcome back to the Ride-In. It's Saturday morning, December 14th, and I don't have my seatbelt on yet, so I better put that on. All right, there we go. Now we're safe. Okay, it is freezing outside, but that's all right. It's winter, it's New York State, and we're tough. We can take it. Let's see here. Today is Christmas caroling this afternoon at 4 p.m. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to our fellowship afterward with some good delicious food, chili and mac and cheese and all kinds of good stuff like that, and desserts, cookies and such. So man, it's going to be a great time. Yesterday we had a great productive day getting ready for today and organizing all the teams and such, and so we're good to go. Looking forward to doing that. We got outreach in just a little bit to try to get the remainder of our Christmas musical invitations out there. We're doing great as far as that goes. So this morning I wanted to chat with you for a minute about this phrase in Ephesians: rooted and grounded in love. Rooted and grounded in love. I gotta tell you, I think a lot of us would agree that, we are, as we are on our journey in the Christian life, a lot of who we become has something to do with what we've been through. And, we're kind of the product of our environment in some ways. Some ways our environment will make us, some ways our environment will cause us to be like, I don't want anything to do with what I was a part of. And in some respects, I'm certainly grateful for my heritage, and God's been good to me, and there's been a lot of good people in my life that have helped me and taught me and mentored me. And on the other hand, though, I gotta say that I've just witnessed a lot of surface Christianity in my life, and stuff where just what was seen was more important than what was unseen, and what was above the surface was more important than what was below the surface. And many times there was more of an emphasis upon being productive or measurable results, and that determined a status of success or achievement. And I just got to tell you, as I've read the Bible and I've studied the life of Christ and the life of true Christianity, that's just a bunch of hogwash. Nowhere are we to focus on the result. We're to focus on our relationship with God, and let the results be what they may. I mean, the results are what God produces in us and through us. We worry about the depth. God worries about the breadth. And I know it's human nature to seek for relevance, credibility, to build an empire to yourself, to be famous, to be known, to feel like you made an impact. But that's just so contrary to the ways of Christ. I mean, Jesus told his followers time and time again, the servant is the greatest of all. The Gentiles, they exercise lordship over each other, and they have this ladder of success type thing. And I mean, Jesus demonstrated it in the upper room the night before he would be betrayed, or the night he was betrayed, when he got down on his hands and knees and washed his disciples' feet. He did the job of a slave. I've just seen too much manipulation rather than trusting. And when I read phrases like rooted and grounded in love, just impacts my mind, my thinking. It just hits home. That's what we're supposed to be focused on. That's what we're supposed to be worried about. When we ground ourselves, when we put our roots in the character of Christ, that's what's going to produce godly lives, godly relationships, godly homes, godly churches. And let that effort to ground ourselves in the virtues and characters of Christ, in this particular instance, his love, that's gonna bring the result that you want. That's gonna bring the life that you want. And it's different for everybody. God has a plan. And we're along for the ride. It's our privilege to be a part of that. So, to get down to the root of the matter, I want to encourage you to put your roots deep in a lot of things, of course, that have to do with Christ and your relationship with him, but specifically this text, to be rooted in love. You know, we put fertilizer down on property at times, and some, you know, if you do those treatment plans and you see how you're supposed to do it like a couple days before the rain or whatever, or just before the rain, and that rain hits that fertilizer, and it's supposed to seep down into the soil and permeate the soil, and it's kind of like what the love of Christ is. It's in the soil it needs to be in the soil of our heart, so that our roots can go into it, and then that can seep into the system of our Christian life, and it touches everything that we are, and then ultimately everything that we do. Everything that we are and everything we do ought to be baptized, immersed in the love of Christ. God's unconditional love. Greatest of these is charity, as it says in 1 Corinthians 13, or God's love, agape. Are you more concerned about what people see, or are you more concerned about you putting your roots into Christ, into the virtues of Christ and the character of Christ? Let me encourage you today, forget about the results. Forget about what people see. God will produce what is seen, and that will be enough. Don't worry about that. Put your roots in Christ. The result will be what he wants. I hope that's an encouragement to and a help to you today. God bless you. Love you. See you in a bit.